Hey everybody, welcome to CivilGear. Today I'm talking about these new gloves from Ergodyne, Proflex 925 WPs, featuring the new dorsal impact reducing design in the back with the TPR armor. It's also got thermal insulation and it's got waterproof layer, which is pretty neat, and I have some other video of that, so stick around. I'll be talking about the fit and dexterity, all these different features. There's so much to talk about, so stick around, and for a full review, visit my WordPress blog at civilgear.wordpress.com. Alright, so just a little overview of the glove. You can see the new dorsal impact reducing side of the glove. It's a one thick piece of rubber on the back which is stitched into the back. The fingers are all one piece, which are glued along the fingertip, as I can see. And the tips are actually sewn in, so that's pretty cool to have that protected and nailed down. The thumb's got a lot more protection this time around, which extends all the way to the back side of the hand. And it's also sewn in. The palm side has this axe suede leather pretty much throughout the whole side of the glove, which is double stitched, so that'll stay on there pretty good. And the thumb saddle here has this armor text material, which is pretty neat. It's kind of rough, so it has some extra grip and extra durability. We also have this cuff, which has kind of this hex pattern in here, kind of a lighter fabric, and has this foam back here, so there's also a pad right underneath the logo here. And you can also see the back side, the underside here. There's a pull tab, which has the label and also a place to write your name if you want. And at the very end, surprisingly, this really neat reflective binding strip goes all the way around, so no matter which way you drop your glove, you'll probably be able to see it in the dark, which is pretty neat. Alright, so talking about glove dexterity. As you would imagine with these kind of thicker gloves, there's less dexterity, and you're right for these. It has the thermal insulation lining plus the waterproof lining. All those kind of come together to add a lot of bulk to the gloves. And the lining is sewn into the fingertips, so when you pull your hand out, it doesn't get pulled out as well. But that means your fingertips have a little bit of extra bulk and a little bit of kind of air gap in there. So even if you kind of push your finger all the way to the front of that glove, there's still going to be a little bit of give. So you're not going to be able to push buttons too well, and you're going to lose your dexterity in your fingertips. Grip. The 925 WP uses the axe suede, as I was mentioning before, which is actually a pretty slippery material. It has a little bit of texture to it, so that kind of helps a little. Again, it's double stitched, so this is a very engineered material and is very strong, so definitely will hold up under some pretty extreme work conditions. I believe the previous generation of the 925 WPs did feature some PVC grip material, but it looks like that they took it out this time. But there are some other gloves in the lineup that use some other PVC dots, I think, to add some extra grip. So if you're looking for something with a little more grip, check those ones out too. Alright, so let's get into some of the special features of these gloves. Let's talk about the thermal protection. These gloves are lined with 3M's Thinsulate, and the right glove has that tagged on, but the left one does not, apparently. But I would consider these gloves to be more heat neutral. If your hands are cold going into them, they're going to be cold for a little while. But the benefit is that once you start working and generating your own heat, they'll warm up, but they won't get too hot because they actually breathe very well. The membrane that's in here, which I can't really show you, but breathes really well. So I found that even in working with these gloves, my hands never got too sweaty that I just had to take them off. Alright, so let's talk about the waterproof feature. I was definitely skeptical at first that it was going to work perfectly. Most gloves tend to let in a little bit of water, even if they advertise that they're water resistant or waterproof. So I was looking for some water, and it started raining recently, and there was a curb inlet on the street near my work, and I decided to try it out. So here's my little test. Alright, so I found a curb inlet that had backed up, or at least something downstream. Gonna take a look and try out my new glove here. Check the waterproofness. I've been playing around a little bit already, but submerging all the way up to the palm has been completely watertight, so that's been great. It's just the exterior materials that are holding some of the water. So I'm actually really excited about this. Looks like it's pretty waterproof to me, definitely up to the palm. There might be some question as to the cuff, but it seemed to work pretty well for me. So looks good. Also, I don't know what kind of boots you guys got, but I love my cats. My cat boots, I think they're manifold, and they're definitely waterproof. I've been going all the way up to my laces here, and not a drop. So boots are always important to go along with whatever you're doing, and if you're getting into the water, you need some waterproof boots too. Oh, and then I found another leak in my parking garage structure. I'll show you that. You guys, this is so cool. It's totally waterproof. Alright, so overall, I think these gloves have performed really well for me. I think the main feature of what you would get here is the waterproof capabilities. I think that is phenomenal to have in your lineup. Definitely rain resistant, and if you need to reach into some shallow water, that'll definitely help. Or if you're out in the cold, it's got that nice thermal liner, which helps keep you heat controlled, not too hot, not too cold. I think it's built of some great materials, and it's got a lot of thought put into it. There might be some refinements that could take place, but I mean, look at this. Even the pull tab has a special felt material in the back so you don't get chafed. I mean, that's just a lot of thought put into these. All right, so just a few thoughts on the DIR. I think the new redesign is looking really good, but could possibly use some refinements, especially along the knuckle line. I would like to see probably a break so that the protection above the knuckles can be separated, so that when you bend your knuckles, there's a little bit better give. Right now it feels like whenever I bend my hand, it's pulling the glove along with it, which is adding a little bit of strain. So maybe just breaking up this backside a little bit more. And the thumb, I'm glad to see it getting extended a little bit more, but maybe rerouting this a little bit differently, maybe back here, because right in here there's just a bunch of muscle. So when you go to give a thumbs up or move your thumb around, it's kind of just distorting this back here, which looks a little funny. The fingers are doing a pretty good job, I think, so not much to say on those. Maybe the pinky could be a little bit longer. I think the joint right here is a little bit too close to the end of that pad. But yeah, so overall I think that's pretty good. Well, alright, that's my review of Ergodyne's Proflex gloves, the 925 WPs, and thanks to Ergodyne for providing those to me for a review. If you would like to check out more gloves like this, Ergodyne's YouTube channel, they've got plenty of videos on their products and their unique features. If you would like to see more reviews like this, check out my channel. I review flashlights and other safety gear, hopefully more gloves in the future. I hope you enjoyed this review, and we'll see you next time.